and then that began the claims sprouted out of that that Lunchley had been recalled due to those problems, due to the mold problems.
Yes.
Moldy cheese. How do you plead?
Yes. How do I plead? What, am I on trial? Well, there was no recall. I mean, that's been said, which, again, it's like, it's so annoying. It's the disinformation, man, because that makes it seem like there's an actual serious problem. Oh, we're recalling Lunchleys, and there's a sign that, I think Logan even did a video, if you want to throw up, where he went to the store and that just wasn't real. That someone put on a door that said Lunchley has been recalled when the shelves are empty by the FDA, which was just a made up thing. On the mold thing, here's the thing. We every single Lunchley with cheese meat is USDA inspected. There is no mold when it leaves our factory. We have the highest QC standards imaginable. What do we have? Why would we ship that out? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? And we obviously have the best experts in the world. I mean, even once these things came out, we brought even more. They're pouring up and down the lines, making sure everything's good. It's just, the thing is, here's a context a lot of people leave out. Look at, I don't want to name specific brands but take a specific brand that comes into your mind when you think of something like Lunchley, something that's very similar, specific brand, I don't know, other brands, competitors, and Google their name and put the word mold behind it. You'll see thousands upon thousands of examples. And that, I think, is a key context a lot of people leave out in this, because they're acting like this is just a thing with us. Once it leaves your factory, a truck that's delivering it could technically take a sharp turn and a box fall and puncture the seal, or honestly, even something as dumb as when it's put on the shelves at the store, I can't stop someone from walking to Walmart and grabbing a Lunchley, going to the potato chip aisle, putting it there, and then a day later an employee going, that doesn't belong there, and put it back. And obviously they shouldn't do that. They should throw it away. Of
course.
But so there's no mold when it leaves our factories, because that's just stupid. Why would we ever let that happen? But after that point, there are variables that we just can't control. And that's why every single product in that section, Google today, put mold behind it. It just occasionally happens. But we're talking it's moving over 1 million units a week right now. And I'm seeing maybe a couple examples here and there. So it's it's really, they would have you convinced this is
it probably comes with mold.
Yeah, exactly. When you're talking about very rare, and it's I bet you if you trace most of those cases, it'd be things someone just it could even be someone's refrigerator cut out, or they when they put it in their car, they threw it in their car, and then you know what I mean? They're just, I can't control these things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, mitigation of mold and shit like that's difficult. You have to, there's a process.
But there isn't, we literally, everything with cheese and meat that we use is USDA inspected and held to such a concern, you wouldn't even understand. It's so it's not a thing until after it leaves. But when you buy the product, there are just variables that we can't control.
I understand. Yeah, definitely. And you're using the logic of, you can look up the other brand and then mold. Logan Paul had a moment on Twitter where he basically did that exact same thing, but the reverse logic, and said that other brand led, and then compared that with Lunchley. But I think it's important to state the same thing you're saying about mold. It's possible that someone could toss something. There's a hole in the package. It's important to also note that food products do contain trace amounts of cadmium, lead, arsenic, and it's really important QA, like you're talking about. Across the board, that sort of transparency is important.
And if there's anyone who, I have people who have done this their entire lives running this stuff, but if there's anyone who thinks anything they can educate me on or we're missing, I'm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
DM me.
Yeah, I think it was actually really funny. I'm not sure if you saw, because the food stuff I find very important, and because I have educated myself in it a lot since having my own food company. We manufacture here in this town.
Can I see it before I leave?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that's super important to me. And there was a video that the actual misinformation stuff that bothers me outside of YouTube drama nonsense, because it's hard to feel it's, I don't know, it's a strange world being in YouTube just in general. I know you're very well aware of that, but
that's an understatement.
Yeah, but seeing somebody like Logan Paul with so much influence, and you guys promoting Lunchley, and somebody like Logan Paul acting as if you can find lead, traceable amounts of lead in a metal detector, with like that. That's just there's misinformation from like both sides. You know what I mean? And for someone like me, I find that to be very important. I did make a video about that.
Yeah.
And the same thing you're saying about the mold, giving Lunchly the benefit of the doubt. It's important to do that across the board. I feel like so. Which you didn't make the claim that there's no lead.
I honestly, I know what video you're talking about. This is what I'm too ignorant on what that machine does, so I don't. Yeah. I'd have to.
We've got the same one. It detects metal. Every product, like Feastables, has lead in it. All cacao has lead in it. Anything that comes from the earth has lead in it. It's very difficult to get lead out of things, and like the lead that they measure for is parts per billion. So like you can't detect it. You're not going to find like a little chunk of lead.
This is where you're in a different league than me. I'm so ignorant on this.
It's important though. I mean, it's really important to note that because it's like it's just like you said. Use the word ignorant. It is really ignorant to it's just as ignorant for people to say Lunchly's got mold in it that it is for people to say that Lunchables or the other brand has lead in it. You know what I mean? And that's like one of the reasons, because there will be recalls no matter what. Like eventually there's going to be a recall if you have a food product. So yeah, I think it's important to like hold the candle to it all the time. And like just like you're doing with Feastables. I mean, like if there is a good example of approaching things ethically, I feel like you guys have done an excellent job with Feastables. And your PR with Feastables is, in my opinion, leaps and bounds better than the PR with Lunchly. I think you're doing a really good job with that, to be honest.
Well, Lunchly though, the next SKU, or why would I say? Because not everyone listening. What's a different word for SKU? They might not know what that means. Next
iteration.
The next one.
Flavor.
Flavor. I guess if that's what you'd call me. The next one we're dropping, I think people would be very surprised. Like we're obviously, this business is like 2 months old. Like Lunchly, like we're just getting started. We obviously saw the feedback and we're incorporating that into the next one, and I'm excited. I should have checked with the team beforehand if I could just say what it is, but I'll tell you off camera. But I think all the criticism and things we obviously are seeing it, and like think everything can be improved, and I think people are gonna be very happy with
something healthy is gonna come out.
We're thinking, I don't think they would care if I said like maybe like grilled chicken nuggets with maybe like some barbecue sauce, like high quality meat, perfect, good source, and like trying to figure out what the side is, but like taking the criticism and applying it. It's like like something like that. I'm very excited about because